Namaste, myself Nagma. Today I am going to deal with the 8th standard English first lesson, Heavenly Abode. About this, to speak about this lesson, the main theme of this lesson is fight of a king against a compassionate king's fight against superstitions, and the value of the lesson is compassion. So to say in short, this lesson I have divided it these points. If you get the answer for these points, we will understand the lesson better. Before that, I would like to tell you, before reading any lesson, first of all you have to go through the glossary section of the lesson. In this lesson also they have listed some of the difficult words which are new to you. Just go through it, like parasol, lure, exquisite, cast, sovereign, days, potent, impose, expedition, weary, wood, slain, and agitation, brandish, barbarian, victim, and cringe, incredulity, and vanish. These are the words listed in this lesson. So this lesson is basically from the old Vedic time, and some of the points I have given here. How Meghavahana married Amritaprabha, how he earned parasol which originally belonged to Varuna, how Meghavahana became the Lord of Kashmir, and how Meghavahana saved the victim and the life of barbarian son, and how Lord Varuna reclaimed the parasol, and how Meghavahana wins over Lanka. So I can read out the lesson, but it is better to explain in short. This lesson is very much easy. It's better to explain it in short. It's basically this is a story around Varuna and Meghavahana. Varuna, the original owner of parasol, and he loses parasol to Bhauma, a powerful king, and to reclaim this parasol, Meghavahana plays all the tricks to get it back. To begin with, they are given in the lesson about the mazes. Mazes are used as emblem in government bodies, universities, academic, parliament, or civic rituals. And parasols are right umbrella used to give shade from the sun. It is used to shade the person of sovereign birth, and also to show sign of royalty. I will begin the lesson. There was once lived a princess of exquisite beauty. Her name was Pragajyotisha in a town of Pragajyotisha. When she came to age, the king held a Swayamvara. A Swayamvara is a ritual where a woman selects her husband from among some of the men. Many illustrious suitors, lured by her beauty, assembled her. So many people assembled there. Amritaprabha chose Meghavahana, the great grandson of a former king of Kashmir, and put garland around his neck. With the king's blessings, Meghavahana brought the bride and the divine parasol of Varuna, which was Lord Varuna is the Lord of seas, to his home, that is Kashmir. The ministers of Kashmir court offered the throne to him as they were dissatisfied with the present ruler. Meghavahana became the king of Kashmir, and after that he made a rule that in his country, in his kingdom, no one should kill another living being. So non-violence is the main basic thing, basic rule in his kingdom. So he thought this rule should be spread, this rule should be made as a main policy in other kingdoms also. Therefore, he thought it is better if I win the other states. I can implement this non-violent or non-killing of living beings in the other states. Then I have to win over all other states. So he started conquering other kingdoms as well. Then once he went out for expedition near seaside. The king told his army to rest in some palm groves, that they wanted to take rest. So he told his soldiers also take rest here. The king planned to conquer there. While taking the rest, the king thought better to plan to conquer Lanka, which situated in the other side of the sea. So the king planned to conquer the island of Lanka, as it is land of demons and need to be thought ways of peace. So Lanka is basically a place of demons. So Meghavahana thought it is better to teach the demons the way of peace. So while he was thinking about this, and he thought that how can I cross this sea now with this army. Suddenly he heard a plaintive call that seemed to come from the wood. So suddenly he heard the call which came from the wood, which came from the forest. In his agitation, the king ran towards the wood till he reached a clearing. So he ran towards the wood. Then he reached a place, a clearing, a clean place. There he found a temple of Chandika, Durga Devi temple. There was something is going on, some ritual is going on. It was basically a ritual for sacrificing a human being. And while seeing the scenery over there, the king counter-attacked the wretched barbarian. So he see a man was standing on the other person and he was brandishing his sword just to cut his head off from his body. So he was shocked. The king was shocked and he said, "Stop, you wretch, you can't kill another living person, in my kingdom. I am known for non-violence. My basic rule is non-violence. So in my kingdom, how dare you kill another person? How dare you sacrifice another person for your purpose?" So king threatened the barbarian, that sacrificing another's life in his kingdom is totally wrong and is punishable. The king's heart was torn with confusion. So when he said this to stop the sacrifices, suddenly the barbarian came over him and said, "My lord, my son is suffering from a serious disease, and if I sacrifice this man to Chandika Devi, my son's disease will be the disease will be cured and he will be perfectly alright. So therefore I am sacrificing this man." And he further says that this man has no friends. He was roaming around in this forest without any friend or relative, no one. He has no one. So sacrificing him is it doesn't bother anyone. No, his life is of no significance. He is no use to anyone. So I can sacrifice him. So at this moment, the king got confused. What can I do now? One side there is a victim who is in utter horror. He is horrified by this incident, and on the other side there is a barbarian who wants to save his son's life, and with his son's life, his troops, his all relatives are very much concerned about the boy. So he got confused. Then the king Meghavahana said, "You don't worry, don't be in distress. I will help you. I will make a way out from this. I will save your son's life as well as this victim's life." So what is in his mind? He said, Instead of that victim, you kill me. You kill me and save your son's life. The king spoke firmly that he was ready to offer his body in sacrifice to Chandika to save the barbarian son and the victim to be sacrificed. The barbarian, struggling in incredulity, the barbarian was almost shocked. What can I do now? He is also helpless. He said, "No, I cannot allow you to sacrifice yourself to Chandika, as you are the king of this country and your life is very important. You are the protector. I cannot sacrifice your life for my son." So the king was almost very stubborn in his decision, and he said, "You slain me, or else if you don't use your sword to slay me, I will slay myself using my sword." Then he takes his sword out, and when he was about to cut his throat by his own sword, suddenly something happens. The king whirled around the surprise of realized that then when he was surprised to see that there was flowers falling on his head, and there was perfume smell all over, and he just sees around that there is no victim, there is no barbarian, and there was no ailing boy who was lying on the steps of the temple. There were no one except the one who was holding, a divinely person holding his arms from beside. He was shocked. Meghavana got shocked. Who is this divinely person who is holding my hand? So that divinely person says, now he speaks out, "I am the Lord. I am Lord Varuna, Lord of the sea. I have come here to reclaim my parasol, and this parasol actually originally belonged to me, and it was taken from the powerful king Bhauma, who is actually father of your father-in-law, that is Amrita Prabha's grandfather." So Varuna told that I want to reclaim this parasol, and this parasol is basically used to remove calamities on this land. And when he says this, Meghavana immediately returns the parasol to Varuna. He reverently returns the parasol to Varuna. Instead of that, he asks a boon from Varuna. He asks, "You are the Lord of the sea. Can I ask you one boon?" And Varuna, the Lord Varuna says, "Okay, you can ask whatever you want." Then Meghavana says that, "I want to cross this ocean to reach Lanka and win over that land." Varuna says, "So it be. Your wish will be fulfilled. Whenever you wish to cross this sea, just remember me. I will part this ocean, and you can reach Lanka, the other island, very safely." So the following day, and he disappears. Varuna disappears with the parasol. The following day, Meghavana assembled with his troops on the shore, rowed forward and plunged into the foaming ocean. At once the waters parted. The king, smiling at his troops, beckoned them to follow him. Meghavana reached Lanka, won King Vibhushana by friendly gesture. There was no war, nothing like that. He reaches Lanka, and he talks to Vibhishana his purpose, and Vibhishana willfully gives a friendly hand to Meghavana, and there was a friendly relationship and wins over Meghavana, wins over Lanka. On returning home, Amrita Prabha welcomed him but asked one question: "Where is the parasol, my lord?" She asked, "Where is the parasol? It never leaves your side. It will be always on your head and giving shadow to you. Where is the parasol, my lord?" He answered, "It was never mine. How could I keep that? It never belonged to me. How could I keep that?" So I returned parasol to the original owner, and still that blessings of parasol is still with me. I can live my life very prestigiously with the guide of the owner of the original parasol. So he said, when he said this, the sky over him darkened, and he felt that even though the parasol is not with him, the blessings are still on his head. So this is in short the lesson, the heavenly parasol. Children, see, whenever you are reading the lesson, English or any subject, it is always better to read the lesson 5 times. Unless you read it at least 5 times, you will never understand the lesson. So this is all about the heavenly parasol. Thank you.